Okay, we'll start the meeting today. Today is May 15th, 6 o'clock, and we're located at the Township offices at 1440 Rochester Road. And this is the Township meeting. If we could all stand for pledge, please. Do we have any veterans? If you could start, please. I'll help you, though. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just stand, please. Just 1 minute more.
Thank you, God, for this great day, for all the blessings you've given to us. Help us to have a productive meeting. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay. Well, if we could have roll call, please.
Yes. Eric Sent.
Here.
Linda Garrick. Here. Joe King, excused. Jacob Newby.
Here.
Lori Fisher.
Here.
Bennett present. Supervisor Pearson.
Here. Okay. Any announcements?
No.
Any petitions? If there's any petitions, anybody have any petitions? None. Department reports? They're available in my office. If anybody would like them, please contact my office. Approval of the agenda. Anybody have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a second? Not the consent agenda, I mean the agenda. Okay. And we'll go on to, we need to have a roll call on that, please.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Eric Sent.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Now we'll move on to item number 1, which is the consent agenda.
Yes, we have the April 2017 minutes, bills as paid for April, renewal of our workers' comp insurance policy, resolution authorizing the HAVA grant agreement for election equipment, resolution authorizing opt-in for CDBG, a 3-year program, SEMCOG membership fee, approving the proclamation as May is Mental Health Month.
Any questions? No questions? Motion?
I'll make
Yes. Oh,
I'll make a motion to
What
approve.
does CDBG stand for?
it's community block grant money.
Thank you.
Okay.
Did you
The-
give support?
Go ahead.
I moved. Eric supported.
Okay. Anybody have any further discussion on the consent agenda? Can we have roll call on that, please?
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Eric Sent.
Yes.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to item number 2. This is the public hearing and resolution or special assessment district for Ballantyne, Birch Grove Court. This is the second hearing and the final hearing for the SAD, the Special Assessment District for Ballantyne, Birch Grove, and Birch Grove Court, private roads in Addison Township. We received petitions requesting from the residents to establish an SAD. The petition was signed with more than 50% of the record owners, constituting more than 50% of the total frontage of the proposed SAD located within the township. And the requested amount is $400 per parcel for the next 5 years to cover maintenance and/or improvements as listed on the petition presented by the residents. This includes a 5% collection fee for the township. A proper notice for the second public hearing were published, and a notice for the hearing mailed by first-class mail to each property owner within the proposed SAD. At this time, I'm going to open a public hearing, and this is where the public comes forward, and if they have any thing to state on this, please come forward, just state your name. We'll open up the public hearing at 6:04, and if anybody has anything to add about the SAD, just stand up and tell us that you had something to add. I'll ask, if you have something, go right ahead.
Hi, yeah, I received notice like, I thought the meeting was gonna be like last week, I guess, and then it was postponed until today. But anyhow, is there any explanation as to why there was an increase from to $400 from the previous amounts that were?
It was on the petition. The first hearing was last month, okay, at the board meeting, and our regular meetings are every third Monday of the month, so this is the actual second reading. We don't have any other board meetings, so the first reading was last month on the third Monday of the month, and then this one. The petition was what was passed around, and that's what they asked for in the SAD. Did you sign the SAD, or?
Not to my knowledge, no. I mean, I received something in the mail, I thought it was maybe about a week or two ago that the meeting was supposed to be held here, and we received something about today's meeting, so.
May I offer this to them?
Yes, go right ahead.
Sir, attached to the petitions were the expenditures or estimates of the expenditures. Would you like this?
Sure.
Okay, and then could I also ask you
Ma'am.
your name for the record?
I'm not sure, I'm sorry, Tom Womazni. I'm one of the residents in the Valentine, so.
How do you say your last name?
Womazni, Lomasney.
Thank you.
I'm not quite sure when we started having the township take care of the monies that come in, but I've never really, in the whole time that that's happening, I've never known what expenditures have gone out, what monies have come in, what's been done on the road, when. I mean, do all the people in the subdivision get such information from the township, or?
Well, when the SAD goes out, everybody is notified, okay, by mail, okay, of the hearing.
Everybody being homeowners, or?
Yes, all the people that are affected on things. The actual people who went around with the petitions, they go around and contact everybody, and then if they get 51%, then it's brought to us. And they have over the 51% by a large portion. How long have you lived there?
I've been a property owner since '93.
Have you paid this before, or did?
Not $400, I don't believe.
Okay. Well, I'll listen to your objection, but that's what this hearing's for. Really, I'm just asking people to object, and then we'll listen to that. So
Yeah, I just didn't know what was warranting the cost going up. I didn't know if there was something new on the road, culverts, or whatever that had to be done, but,
Well, it's only what's in the petition.
I'm not sure. The township approves the SAD and then turns the money back over to the association. So we don't know necessarily what funds are spent. We only collect the tax money, and then there's one check issued back to the association. So I think you might want to check with the association to see what the money's being spent on.
very good. All right, thank you.
Okay, is there anybody else who would like us to hear what they have to say about the SAD? Okay, not hearing any, then I'd like to close the hearing at 6:08. Okay, at this time, this was our last public hearing, and if the board pleases, then it's time to either move the resolution or whatever the board pleases. We have to have a motion, first of all, to move the resolution.
I'll make a motion to move the resolution to approve this special assessment district for Valentine, Birch Grove Court in Addison Township.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further comment from the board members? Not hearing any. Could we have a roll call on that, please?
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Eric Stent.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay. Resolution is so moved. The third item we had on here was SISMA. Like I said, unfortunately, there was an emergency with the presenter, and he wasn't able to make it. I did present some information at the last meeting about SISMA, and this is about invasive species. I have talked to the other township supervisors, and they've had very good response with it. The road commission has a grant, and by us opting into SISMA, we then will get the benefits of the road commission's grants that they're getting to do the ditches along our roads for the Phragmites, which has become quite a problem in our township. I'm looking at, I didn't want to get into it first because I wanted to see how it worked, but it is a successful program. I watched it last year, and this year I saw the results at another meeting of the other townships, and I saw the pictures of what the difference it made. So I'm pretty excited about hoping that our township will participate in this, and we'll get matching grants from the DNR, and I'm hoping that we can put some money into it and get the matching grant, and then do a test pilot out at the Watershed Preserve, where we have a very big problem with Phragmites. Now, they've also included several other invasive species, and that's why I want them to come back and explain those, because I don't have the knowledge on that. I do have knowledge on the Phragmites because I've been to several seminars. But, and short of them not being here, and there is a time limit when the townships can get in on the grants, which I think was June. And so this would be our month that we would have to present something that we would like to participate, and I would like to participate in at least $5,000 and have that come from the park funds, and then we'll do a test study in the park and see how, we'll have the experts come show us, and they actually do the spraying, everything, and let's see how much of a difference it makes in our parks on the Phragmites. And if it does make a big difference, then I think we can go forward and look at it in the future for even more. So
we can do, of course, it's going to go for a demo in the parks, but this can actually be beneficial for, let's say, if certain areas have an invasive species, we can participate for an area or a neighborhood.
Once we join SISMA here, they get a blanket permit from the DNR, so that means all of our homeowners can then contract with these different groups that do the spraying, and the homeowner doesn't have to apply to the DNR for a permit for this, so they get a blanket coverage. And then all you have to do is contact SISMA, so they'll come out and they'll evaluate your property, give you the information, and then they give you a source of several companies that they deal with exclusively, and then they'll come out and give you an estimate on your own property to get rid of the Phragmites.
It's a great idea. I think there's areas that have invasive species, and just as their flyer shows, reduces property values, damage infrastructure, and degrade natural areas. I think this is a wonderful thing to move forward, and it's a good idea to put it to the park. I'll be happy to make that motion unless we want to have discussion.
I will support.
Okay, make the motion, $5,000 from the park to join SISMA, contingent upon legal counsel reviewing their agreement and approving it. And then it also shows that we have to designate some people from this board or someone
Well, anybody from the community, they said, so.
to represent your organization. So correct, anyone. So they want 3.
3 people.
So the primary,
Well, I'll be the primary for because we're gonna start in the park. But when it comes to the other areas, I think we're gonna need some private citizens that will.
I'll do an alternate one if you want, so that I can
Okay.
stay on their email address.
Okay, is there anybody else?
You bring a name back.
Pardon?
Bring a name back next month.
Well,
I'm looking up.
have got any volunteers? No volunteers? Well,
He's trying to hide now.
well, yeah, no, yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, we have Wayne Hodges. And if you have any Phragmites, then you can talk with them too, and we'll see what we got. Around the lake, there's not a whole lot of Phragmites, but in the ditches all around the lake, there's a lot of them, so.
Well, and if I may speak, the Phragmites on the lake it's sensitive in that some of it's on the land and some of it's in the lake. And some of the bottom land is owned by people and some of it's owned by the public. And so you have to know exactly what is the situation in each location. so that you've got the proper permissions to move forward. And, you know, that's just, it's nothing we can't do, it's just, it has to be done properly.
Well, the other townships, they actually forwarded ordinances that says that if you had it, that it's got to be eradicated because it spreads and it affects everybody. But that's down the road. At this time, we're just going to see how it works, and if it's extremely successful, I think we're going to have a lot of people on board on it, so.
I had a
Yep.
question. Oh, go ahead.
You mentioned that there was some type of information you'd seen in the past. Is that something that's available to the public?
Well, SISMA will show you, they've come to the supervisors meeting, and they showed us all the pictures and the other townships, how successful it was around their lakes, and you can see a clear difference. I mean, it opened up the lakes, and it's an invasive species, and it takes over is what it does. So once they now know how to control it, you see a world of difference on people's property. If their property is worth more, because you can actually get to the lake now instead of being cut off from the lake. And there's only one or two ways to get rid of this, and they know both of them, so.
And this is the Clinton River Watershed Council, SISMA?
No, SISMA, this is a separate, this is an Oakland County, it's actually called the Oakland County Cooperative Invasive Species Management, okay? And this was a private group that started up in Clarkston, and now it's spread through the whole county, and they were able to get a lot of grants, so.
Since I'm on the list, can you give me their contact information?
I can give you this right here, yes.
I was wondering if you've identified throughout the township where they're growing, or if that's something that we can do.
They will do that. Once we join them, they will come out and they'll map our whole township, tell us where our problems are, what has to be fixed, and what kind of invasive species. There's about 6 or 8 different species, and now they're tackling not only the Phragmites, but the other ones also. So they'll come out and do a whole analysis, and they'll even talk to the private citizens and tell them what they need to do. So that's why I think it's important, because you get all those backup support systems by joining them, so.
I just want to say that I think this is extremely important that it's addressed simply because these are sucking our watershed dry, the aquifers, the ponds, the marshes. You know, that water needs to come up and breathe to go back down, and if it's dried up, they're dead, and it's going to hurt everyone as far as the water's concerned. So I think it's a really great program, and I'm looking forward to seeing their presentation.
Okay, did we have a motion
Motion and a second.
and a second? Any further comments? Can we have roll call on that, please?
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. That passes. We'll move on to public forum. Anybody in the public have anything that they'd like to say? Anybody in the public? Yes, Wayne?
One question, my past knowledge of SISMAs is it's DNR money that basically they tried a new approach to bring it out and basically put the money to use in local groups controlling it, thinking that they were going to get, you know, a different point of view. My understanding at that time is that when you join a SISMA, if you've got $5,000 to spend and they're fully funded by the DNR, then basically you're going to get about $10,000 worth of value out of it, but you're going to get that by hiring their personnel to do the work on your behalf. Is that still the way it's structured?
No, it's private people that do
Okay,
the
so they
actual,
contract with
yes,
private
there's
vendors.
about 4 different people. You get to choose who you want to use. They come out and give you an estimate.
Okay.
Okay, any other public comment? None? Addison Township Board reports. We have any board reports?
Busy day
We're
at spring-
working hard.
Okay.
Busy day at spring cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We had
right.
record
Yeah,
attendance.
spring cleanup was, I'm still sore. But anyways, no other reports? How about legal reports? We don't have any legal reports. Any communications?
You're gonna address that, so no.
Which one am I gonna address?
You got
I don't know if I have it. Which one is that, the EPA one, or?
Yes.
Well, anyways, up there, as you know, we have oil wells up on Leonard Road there, right by DeQuinder, and we've been notified by the EPA that the company is going to use some kind of a gas extraction where they're going to pump gas down. Bob Davis, our attorney, addressed the issue with a nice letter to the EPA. I've been in contact with some of the citizens, and I am worried about it. I'm worried about our groundwater there. This company is out of Canada, and the bond, I went up to Lansing and spoke at Lansing and said that, you know, if our water is fouled, the amount of bond that they request from us is not adequate to address the problem we would have in this community if our water was tainted. Of course, they still allowed them to continue to pump the oil, but our voices were heard, and now we have a letter, and we've asked for a hearing again on the same issue. And I've also been in contact with the township supervisor over in Bruce Township, who's also concerned. And the residents all got letters too from the EPA about the hearing. But anyways, I just want everybody to know that we are on it, and our attorney has addressed it with a very nice letter indicating our point of view. And unfortunately, we don't control this, the state does. So we'll see what happens when the hearing comes up. The only other things I have, we're still waiting. We're still waiting on the application with the ZBA for the Verizon. That's still moving forward. And I was just going to address that Lakeville Road here. Started today for the grinding of it. It's going to be going on for 2 weeks, and then they're going to be out of here. They're going to have the whole thing paved all the way to Glassby. You can see the traffic jams right now. I'd suggest that people find alternate routes just to get around the area. It was jammed up, I think, all the way down to Brewer Road today. So, but anyways, they're paving both sides of the road at one time. So there's flagmen only letting a few in and out. So just keep that aware. And I do have a question.
If I understood what you said earlier, is basically this is a fracking process that's being utilized.
I don't know if they call it a fracking, but it is. They're going to pressurize, I think, with some kind of inert gas of some sort.
We have the application.
Pardon?
He can read the application.
Yeah. We'll get you a copy of that, the application.
Could you help notify us when you learn of when the state hearing is? Because it sounds like they're listening, but we don't know what the result is yet.
When we go, yeah, we'll get to the hearing one way or another, and we'll voice our opinion again, because I mean, this is a recipe, could be for disaster as far as I'm concerned. And then when someone says, I posted a bond, we're out of here, I guess you guys have a problem. That amount of money that they're leaving as a bond is not enough to fix our problem. So,
Thank you.
okay. I think that's about all I have to say, so I entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Okay, all those in favor of adjournment, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you very much. Next meeting is going to be June 19th, 6 o'clock at this same location. Thank you.